Wow, what a mess. Hello everybody and welcome to another scuffed radio video. In today's video we're going to be installing this FTM-400XD radio I got. Picked it up for a pretty good price. Got the mic, little stand thing for it, and base of course. And we're going to be installing all of this in my truck here. The thing I plan to do with it is actually have the FTM-400 be the only radio on this NR22LH, the highest power mobile antenna on the market with the most gain. We're going to put the FTM-400 mono band on this one antenna here, and I'm going to actually add the control head up to the front here. So I'm going to retain both radios. I'm going to keep the 8900 on my low gain little dual band Comet antenna. It's hard to see there because of the way the trees are, but my little Comet dual bander there, and then the FTM-400 is going to be on the big dog 2 meters. The plan here is relatively simple. I have this little flush mount connector I got, and that's because I'm kind of tired of my microphone cord here hanging down into my cup holder area. I have used a gear keeper for a while now, and I really like the whole gear keeper microphone setup. It's really good. The only downside is, of course, the microphone cord hangs down there, gets caught on stuff, and I'm just a little tired of it. So I figured for the new setup, since we're keeping this radio, I'm just going to take the mic and kind of use a regular CB mic holder on the side here, because I won't be using that bottom radio very much anymore. Instead, we are going to install this here flush mount plug up into the overhead air conditioner console here. That way the microphone cord just kind of droops and goes up, so that way it hangs out of the way of everything and it will be pretty good. When I got my headliner redone, this is actually an old truck, but the headliner in here is brand new. I hate sagging headliners. It's like my biggest pet peeve. So I had the headliner redone, and while I had the headliner of this truck out, I put Ethernet cables up through the body of the truck. So running from the back of the truck all the way up to the front, there's like 4 or 5 Ethernet runs. There's also some runs that go down into the center console, and several of them terminate up here in this overhead control panel. And we also have some that terminate like in this fuse panel cover here. You can see Ethernet. So I've kind of pre-wired this vehicle for future projects. You can even see there's some there for the weather station. I've got all the wiring I could ever need, and most of it actually comes back here, and you can see those bundles of network cable go to different areas in the truck. So we're just going to keep the base of the radio in the back here, right where I currently have the 8900, which, by the way, 8900 with half-inch Andrew Heliax here. The amp is still not set up yet, but we do have the Andrew Heliax in there, which is pretty cool. So this radio is going to get moved to that coax, and then this radio is going to get moved to just the little dual band antenna. So that's the plan for today's video. Without further ado, let's get started. Now, as you can see here, my center console is already kind of full, and with any install like this, I typically don't like putting things where they block the window view. I have my radar detector and dash cam up, which is enough view blocking for me as it is. So what I've decided to do, I believe, is mount the head unit up here also, kind of where the microphone hanger clip is, just to kind of get it up out of the visual line of sight. I'm the only one who's going to use it, and I won't have to interact with this radio all that much, so having it lifted up over my head's not a big deal, and the microphone's going to hang up behind it anyway, so I think I'm just going to mount it like that up here on the overhead console. So as you can see, I've labeled these. This one is number 1 and this one is number 2. So now I just got to find these in the back, and I should have my cables. Alright, I've identified my 2 wires here that run up to the front, and we're going to get to wiring. The first step is going to be, of course, the data connection, which is the, well, control port here. It's 4 wires, and it uses like a little tiny telephone style plug, which I don't have any on hand, so I'm literally just going to cut this control cable and just match the colors up and solder it on there. I do have the right kind, the RJ11, RJ12. I do have the style for the microphone connector, but this I'm just literally going to cut and splice. And tin these as well. Alright, there's the first wire soldered up. I'm not going to bore you with every single one of them, so we're going to skip till all my wires are at least ran for the data portion. All right, here's the moment that we've been waiting for. The connection is literally just open here, running through Ethernet that goes up above the headliner to the back of the truck. So let's go ahead and click this button here and see if it comes on. Moment of truth, right? Oh, there we go. Yes, KM4OVZ. It lights up and it's working. There we go. Well, that's very reassuring. It's literally just all spliced here through Ethernet cable. So without further ado, let's switch over to the microphone stuff. I'm gonna do all the microphone things off camera most likely because I don't want to bore you with that. It's just more soldering. I will show you what I do for the connectors and wire routing and everything up under here, but that will just be the only thing you see. So let's get right into it there. So that is screwed in and bolted in there, so that connector should be rock solid. Alright, so I know it's still hard to see. I'll do some more video when it gets to be daytime again, but there's our little microphone connector coming out the side of the air conditioning control unit overhead. The mount for the radio is there. In fact, I need to fix that wire so it's actually coming out the little hole I made. And the control head's mounted up like that. So I'm pretty happy with this. I think this is really, really cool. Still got the gear keeper going. And now, as a bonus, my microphone does not hang all the way down there, and it can actually just hang up and out of the way like you would find in a lot of semi-trucks. So I think this is really cool. Like I said, I'm gonna do some more video during the day and show you it, but yeah, for tonight, I think we did pretty good. All right, everybody, it is now daytime, and I just want to kind of show this once again. So here's the radio. I got to drive around a little bit last night and just kind of try it out and see what I thought, and I quite like it. It's a neat little radio. Of course, I'm only going to be using, you know, like 10% of its abilities because I don't do fusion, I don't do APRS, none of that crap. I just do FM analog on 2 meters, so it's, you know, kind of a waste of a radio, some people would say, but whatever. It has a band scope. As you can see, there's a bit of noise here at my house, and it is picking up there on the band scope. But yep, changed my little color to green there. I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, the touchscreen is a little bit unsensitive. Like, it kind of, it's not like a phone touchscreen. You can't just tap it. You actually have to like put some pressure on it, which is a little annoying. But I don't know, it's okay. I did configure my buttons on here, so we have the tone mode, transmit power, VM, and scope. I usually leave scope up, but sometimes we can switch to the A/B there. And of course, this is all plugged in here to the A static speaker, which I still got to reroute those wires, but yeah, it's pretty good. And then of course on the back side here, there is the connector that comes out of the air conditioning control panel there on the side. Very clean, very nice. I think it looks quite good just hanging there with the gear keeper next to it. So overall, I'm pretty pleased with this setup. It's better than I expected. And the best part is I still get to retain the 8900 down here. That's going to keep working too. So no worries about losing functionality. I just can do whatever I want here on the other side. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this setup. It turned out pretty good. So there you go, guys. Thanks for watching this video on Scuffed Radio. If you liked it, leave a comment, tell me what you thought, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, 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 bye.